What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Oscar, and this is where I talk about reality, awareness, consciousness, connecting with spirituality, and knowing your true nature beyond the conventional. So today I have an interesting video, and this is going to be the first video that leads into the theme of the rest of the week, which is going to be about, again, the worldwide societal matrix that has created the way we behave, the way we act, and the way that it's shaped in itself hinders us, right, from finding our true potential, to finding out who we really are. And that's why the background message for my channel is finding your nature beyond the conventional, your true nature, because the conventional has created you so that you don't find it. You don't find your true self, and that you're always getting sucked back into this matrix. Okay, so you'll see what I mean as I start talking about this video. But today's video is knowing yourself as a filtered bias, becoming unbiased and maintaining an unbiased approach. But at the same time, realizing that you're always going to be encountering this bias. But the key goal of this video, the main message, is that you start to rewire the way you identify with all that you're saying and the way you go about searching for the truth, and not falling into any of the traps that are out there, and yourself not falling into traps of your previous conditioning of your subconscious mind from, where you came from, how you grew up, the parents, what your teachers taught you. So, first of all, what does it mean to be unbiased? Now, to be unbiased, in my opinion, is, through my own experience, being able to have an all-encompassing approach, an all-encompassing perspective and perception when viewing the world. So that when you view the world, you are not holding on to any ideology or dogma from how you came to be, how you know yourself, right? And this leads me into explaining to you why it's so important to have an open mind. Because by you having an open mind, now you are, in a positive way, susceptible to every form of truth and able to connect the dots from every type of religion. Because I'm a very big fan of saying that within every religion there is a degree of truth. And even though it is distorted, right? And what I mean by distorted, it's giving off a misleading representation of the truth. So even though everything has a degree of truth, it is, given off in this way which is not in alignment with the actual truth, therefore leaving others confused, and whenever they have an experience, they're questioning what just happened. Why does this not make sense with everything else that I know? And people go a little crazy, and I found myself going crazy at the beginning, because I realized that if it wasn't my previous conditioning, right, and me comparing to everything else that I knew, because another thing is that while you're in this path of self-discovery, expanding your consciousness, most of the time, when you figure something out, when you realize something for yourself that is beyond yourself, which is something of a higher power, something mystical, esoteric, metaphysical, spiritual, you start to compare that experience to everything else that you've learned prior. But the fact is that the world hasn't taught you, you get me, the information so that you can understand what's actually going on. So you don't have the answers at the current moment when you first start your path. So what does that mean? That you need to go about looking for the answers through the wide media, right? Through internet, through books, through gurus, teachers that have already realized or attained another level of truth, until you yourself can finally understand, wow, so these are my capabilities. I can actually find the answers within myself as I expand my consciousness, as I discover new information that I finally start to understand, which then gives me more information for myself to contemplate within my head, therefore allowing me to reach new realizations and new heights when it comes to wisdom. All right, so it's a little it's dangerous, right? Not dangerous as in getting hit by a train dangerous, but it's dangerous in the sense of you being misleaded and you representing something that won't help someone to the best of your ability. And what's dangerous is if you aren't becoming unbiased, or if you are not maintaining the intent of becoming unbiased. Because what happens is that since our internal world is reflected back to us in our external world, whatever it is that we believe in this current moment in time is going to be reflected back to us. So you can see how dangerous that might be, because let's say we've been lied to through dogma, right? And through false ideologies and misleading information our entire lives. How in the heck are we going to talk to someone about any type of truth when everything that we've been learning is not in alignment with who we really are? That means that every single word that comes out of my mouth to you or to anybody, or any word that comes out of your mouth, is going to be filtered through your own self-identified bias of who you think you are in this current moment in time. So if you haven't done the research, if you haven't done any personal development for yourself, becoming more loving, more whole, not lying, following your integrity, if you haven't done any of these things, that means anything that you say is literally invalid. When it comes to giving advice, I mean, of course, there's the simple advice of, how do I write with a pencil? That's fine. That is fine. You can give someone advice on the small things, but in this video, I'm talking about self-discovery, consciousness, awareness. So whenever it is you encounter this, or whenever it is that you're giving someone any type of information, remember and keep this in mind, that you are your own bias filtered. So whatever experience that you have, it is going to be exactly what you've known, okay? Exactly what you believe, and through your subconscious mind, all your programming. That's how you're going to interpret the situation. So if you believe, for example, I'm going to give you some examples now. So let's take the conventional religions. Let's say Catholic and Christian religions. If they hold dear to them the ideology of God and of the devil being completely true. So for example, a higher power man, right, up in the sky, and down beneath the surface of earth, we have a devil, an evil entity, right, that is watching your every move. We're creating this fear, right? And we're actually creating these archetypes, but actually bringing them into life. So let's say that if you're very spiritual, right, but you're spiritual through these religions, right? So you're spiritual, you're praying every day, and you're actually raising your levels of consciousness, but through these dogma, through these misleading information within yourself. So you haven't done the research about our entire world. You haven't understood the fabric of reality itself and how that ties into who you are. You're just completely believing, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but blindly believing exactly what this is presenting to you. So if you have a mystical experience, if you raise your levels of awareness, and one day through your prayer you feel this higher power, it's because you're calling forth this higher power. Remember, you're always getting reflected. God, the universe, reality is always going to be there to give you a helping hand, but only up until what you do with it. Okay? So whatever stage you are in life when it comes to awareness, self-development, you've gotten yourself there, and it's your responsibility to start to do the steps, right? And to practice different methods to become more whole, to become more in alignment with the highest truth. So if you're believing that there's a God and there's a devil, and that means that every single experience that you have is going to be a direct reflection and representation of that God being in the sky. You might even have a dream with God, right? And you might say, holy crap, God is talking to me, right? But that's because you are believing that with all your will, with all of your soul, your might. That is exactly what you believe. And vice versa. If you have a bad experience or you have a dream with the devil, right? You're going to be like, oh my God, I had a dream and the devil was hurting me, and I woke up with, with sickness. I woke up sick. The devil's real. And you start preaching your own belief, your own experience. But it's filtered through your own bias, your own belief systems that might not be, maybe, right, true. To give you that nice way of asking yourself that question. Wait, maybe if it's not true. So, as you can see, how dangerous this is, because imagine, since this is completely happening, since the world has been created in such a way where it's constantly doing this, right, the conventional world, on purpose to keep you in this loop of thinking, of behaving in a certain way. And I'm not going to dive in too deep because that's the next video, but right now I'm introducing to you what's coming next this week. So now you see how important it is to become unbiased, because when you finally start to open your mind and you start to tell yourself, okay, maybe I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, and maybe, yeah, you're right. Why am I believing something that has been given in front of me my entire life, and why am I just going by that? Why am I not questioning my own existence? You know, why are you refraining from really finding out who you are if you have the tools, computer, telephone, people that have different degrees of intelligence, of knowledge about our world? How are you only going to go from a book when there's so much more that governs our existence? So that's the main, question that I have for you, the main statement that I have to make, the main message in this video. So again, remember, throughout your journey, this is exactly what you're going to encounter. You're going to be experiencing all the reflections of your own beliefs, of your own biases, okay? And your own state of perceiving the truth. So another example of how a lot of messages get distorted and are misleading is when different types of people have a victim mentality and have a creator mentality. So there's another important shift as well. When you are in this lack mentality of, man, I'm not powerful enough, man, this world is crazy hard, it takes so much effort, and I don't know how I'm going to manifest my dreams because it's just too hard. All these hierarchies and authorities are up against me, and I don't know what to do. It's impossible. God's not there for me. My guides are not there for me. That's a perfect example of a victim mentality. And with this mentality, whoever you talk to, you're going to be giving off this energy of the victim, of lack, of not having enough. But it's due to the way you were raised, and I understand that. It's not completely your fault. Of course, now you have responsibility, but essentially, it all began because of, let's say, your parents weren't there to provide for you. They weren't there to encourage you and motivate you to accomplish your dreams and goals. So, that's okay. But know that whatever you do in life, the way you're behaving is a reflection of what happened to you in the past. So you're acting from lack. But when you start to make the shift into a creator mindset, right, as you start this journey of self-awareness, as that person that is in that lack mentality starts to expand their consciousness, what starts to happen is that they start to realize, wait a second, this entire time I've had the choice. I can use affirmations, I can meditate, I can pray, whatever it is that you feel comfortable and you resonate with doing. You can actually switch and change the way you think and behave, therefore creating your reality. And those people that think in that lack mentality, they also, more than likely, haven't acted enough upon rewiring and reshaping their subconscious mind. Remember, your subconscious mind is running the show for the most part. And until you become one with your subconscious mind through your own conscious personal development, spiritual development, you are going to be living the same exact patterns and life and habits over and over again until you start to make the change, until you start to become and know yourself as the creator of your reality, one with that higher power. Okay? So wow, this video, again, extremely long. Maybe it's because I ramble and I completely forget about time and space, right? But yeah, I just felt I really wanted to give this message. I really don't like holding the camera like this. I hope it didn't bother you. And I hope you received my message well. So that you remember, everyone's at their own pace on this path, on this journey. So be very cautious. You are existing, you are living within this matrix, this game. And through the conventional world, there are many entities, many people, and many ideas that are going to bring you back down to the level of ordinary perception, lack perception, and distorted truths. So be very careful of this, right? And know that just keep going for it. Follow your resonance, not those of others. Okay? Go do the research, go do the work, the meditations, the diet change for yourself so that you can see the results. Okay? And know that there's a next level of expansion. There's a next level of mystical knowledge and of knowing yourself, of embracing your complete potential, your infinite potential. There's a next level waiting for you. But first you must complete the stage, the level that you're currently in. Essentially like a game, right? You beat this level and then you go to the next level. So remember this, start to realize this for yourself. And you don't know what you don't know. And if you're currently living in a reality that's not reflecting exactly what you want to believe, right? And you haven't arrived there yet, and you see other people are already there in that destination, know that it's because right now in your current reality, you are dealing with your own lessons and challenges of that level. So until you complete and you become in alignment with that next level of creation of the world, then that is when you'll finally move on to the next step and start to create your reality and have that much more influence in this game. Okay? So, I'll leave you with that. Remember this. Strive to be unbiased in your approach, and remember that this is how the world functions. This is how reality will behave as you start to go about your day, as you start to encounter people that have had their own experiences. And how, if you are part of any type of religion, or you know anybody that's part of a religion, whatever they say, whatever they do is coming from that that part of themselves, that dogma that has shaped them. They have been shaped into this idea that they believe in. They are shaped by their beliefs. So understanding this is key. I wish you the best. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate that. Namaste, and I'll see you in the next video.